So this is me, Thomas, and we are Brian and Renee with us, and we're just doing a quick code review of my and Sasha's pull request on GitHub, and then we potentially have a look at Renee's code. You're just about to make a pull request. You're done with your feature, and you want to do a pull request soon, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so great. Yes, well, I was just about to tell Brian that this intent level change is, I think this must have something to do with the reformat code, function that I did on in RubyMine. Yeah, so it's not on me.
Right, but then it adds an extra indent level to the if state there. I'm not sure why. It's like double. Is that? I don't think that's right.
Let me have a look in the file. What is that? That's detail. Okay. Let's see. Let's close a few of these. Yes. And come on. Okay, I just gonna.
Yeah, you can see there's like, for some of the statements, there's two. I mean, there's an extra indent.
Yeah.
I don't know why that happened. Maybe it is RubyMine, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
Let me just reformat the whole thing again and see if it changes anything. We can reformat the whole file. No, he wants to keep it this way. You see?
Oh, I don't know why.
But if I go,
we haven't been using that for.
Look, if I do this, this is the indentation. This is default.
What? Huh. Why is it 4 spaces? I thought it was 2.
What it is for? Because now I just go, look, I just go Shift and Tab on this, like this. So, and now I just do 1 tab.
Yeah, but you see the section in the H4, that's 2 spaces. So why is it doing that?
I don't know.
So I think that's inconsistent. It should either be 2 or 4, but not a mix of 2 and 4. You see what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I don't know why RubyMine does that. It's strange.
Could it be something in my settings or something?
Maybe. I haven't used RubyMine in ages, so.
But I can have a look at this, but let's keep it for now. But I can definitely have a look at that.
Can you undo it? It would reduce all the extra diffs. That's not really needed. Well, if you can, it's not a blocking issue. Don't worry about it.
No, I wouldn't do anything about it. I mean, I can do this by hand, but it's.
Yeah. Of course.
I mean, it's kinda tedious.
Yeah. I got it.
So.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. The next question was. Yes, about those scenarios. I understand that this it's not much interaction going on anything, but as excuse me, as I wrote in the
I know you wrote that. The funny thing is, Sam is a technical customer, so I don't know if
I understand that, but
too much.
I actually spoke to him about that. That even though he is a technical customer, his role is actually to play a semi-technical or non-technical customer sometimes, and we should treat this as if there was a non-technical, person. I mean, I never demo website 1 using Cucumber scenarios to Sam, So if we were basing our decisions on on reality, then we wouldn't have any Cucumber features at all, you know what I mean? Because we don't use them in this particular project. But I still think that, in theory, if I wanted to showcase this feature for somebody, then these tests could come in handy. So that's why I had them. I'm trying to avoid checking for certain elements and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I just want to see certain. I want a pair, and I'm offline. I still believe that they are relevant in this case. So if it's okay with you, I would like to keep them because this is also what I would like to see from other developers, as project lead.
Okay. Right. I'll let that pass then. That's fine. Sort of makes sense. It's kind of hard though because we really don't have a pure non-technical customer to work with, which makes it a little harder to justify that. But I see your point. Although I feel like we're trying to accommodate something that isn't there and might never be for this project.
But we can have this discussion, in a different context perhaps. But it's a relevant discussion.
For this one, yeah.
And then there was this also. You made a line comment on this, and I visit users, and I changed that to I'm on the members page, and I was going red on that because that step is not defined this way that you thought it was defined.
Okay, but I know we have a step like that, a similar step. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I couldn't find it, but perhaps I wasn't looking hard enough.
There is definitely, yes. I remember I've been using
I know we
steps
have
that do that.
I know we have something. I should be on a members page.
Yes, yes, something
you
like
can't use
that.
it in this context,
Why not?
Because then it sounds like a then step, that
oh yeah,
you
okay,
actually done something. And
I know we have it when I am on the something page.
Yeah, but that's the static pages.
But I'm sure we have another way of getting to non-static pages. I'm pretty sure if there isn't, then there should be. I should visit when I visit or when I am on the users page rather than when I visit a raw URL. Do you see?
For instance, I have this in events features. I have this I am on events index page.
That's right.
So but that's hard coded, I think.
Oh, yes. Is it?
Yes. I'm on events index page. Here you are.
Ah.
So
okay.
If we check projects feature, for instance, project. I am on the home page. I follow projects. I should see list of projects. You see that there is nothing like that here either. I should see list of projects. You see, I'm on the projects page. Here you go. Here you are. Something. This is good. Perhaps this he was talking about. Visit page to page. It's also a page.
Visit path to page.
Yes.
But the path to is actually a function that I wrote. I remember.
Yes.
That can, yes, when I'm on the something page, path to.
So okay, hold on a second then. If we copy, if you go, and I am on the. So if I go users here, that should pass then, you mean?
Something like that.
Okay. So, when I am on the user, and that could make sense actually.
When I'm on the, we have a lot of pages in there. When I'm on the our members page, I think. Let me show you the file that I found.
And what line?
Oh, it's right in the top. So all those paths, one of them is going to point to users.
Our members, yes, line 25.
Yeah.
And so, okay. So if I go, so when I'm on the our like this.
Yep. Something like that.
I should make that, like this without, some cucumber steps could be without quotes actually, I believe.
Could be, yeah.
And that could make it would look a little better, but it doesn't really matter in this case, perhaps. Let's see. Just have to reboot computers. was it, user? And that's line 20, right? The thing is, it's not as easy for, you know, if I do this change, then you know, I have to push it out and push it up to my repo, and then Sasha needs to pull it in and push it up. So if it's not too big of a problem, I would you know, leave that out until we refactor. But I wish he could be around, but he's not. Is he online? Oh, he's not. Let's see if this passes.
Is there any other issues?
No, I need to do that collection, you know, anyway. So let's.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it passes.
Cool.
Okay, so let's keep it, and let's see what else. Yes, this DeLorean thing. Well, it does help because we are jumping back to this current time, and you know, after all the tests I've run through, we get a correct time estimate on the.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I want to know. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
just making sure that.
Yeah, back to the present is a method that comes with a gem, and it helps us.
I know. I know that, but because the test didn't have this before, I was wondering why.
I added it specifically because the test passes and everything works without this, but this is better for us, basically.
Right.
What is this test should build step needs to return a valid model, and I added what did I add? I added some stuff to the event spec, status spec. I'm sorry. Let's see. I added these it blocks. Is expected to belong to user. Is expected to validate presence of status and the presence of user ID. And I also added this should have a valid factory.
Yep, that's good.
So I added the should that matches this gem.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good gem. I like it.
Good. Good. Yes. There you are. So what else was there? Since we started testing on, yes, do we still have this?
Yeah, the respond to doesn't test anything really.
Really? I thought it was good.
Just responds to something, but you don't test what it does. It's better to test what it does.
I know that, but isn't that sometimes relevant, just to check whether it responds to a method?
No, once you test that it's doing something right, then that's your test. You don't need to test that it responds to. You could respond to something and do something completely wrong. It's almost meaningless to me.
Okay.
Respond to. Yeah.
Okay, understand. So user spec. Let me just. So you want me to remove those then?
Yeah.
But is it okay with expected to accept nested attributes?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Okie dokie. What else was there? Is expected to have one status.
Yeah, you can test the association with CUDA matchers.
On the model, yes, is expected to. So you want me to add that?
Yeah, just like you did with the status, it is expected to belong to something. Then this one is expected to have one status.
Yes. I'll put it. Just before this. Okay. That should be it. I think. Oh well. What else? Should we also test this? String is HTML safe. Yes.
Yeah, because you are explicitly passing HTML in the string, you should test that it's also HTML safe.
And how do I do that?
It might just be as simple as expect something to be HTML safe with a question mark. I I think that'll work. Right.
Yes.
But there is definitely a method.
So let's see, we use it presenter. One second. Presenters user. There you go. Expect shift listed to equal blah blah blah. So if I just add .html save question mark, shouldn't that work? If I just add it to line 65?
You should have status. It should status line 26. No, I think it should be a separate it block. Strange. Status should be HTML save. There is a method HTML save question mark. What is your subject? It's not really status presenter, just say status should be HTML save.
How do we write it? To be
HTML save? Try that one. B underscore HTML save. Try that. No need a question mark. I'm hoping that'll work. Not entirely sure.
Let's see. Come on. And while we wait for this, Rene did some measurements on this our members page, and since we're calling almost 500 members with everything that they've got, like associations to projects and shit. What did you measure up? It was
it was a typical N+1 problem because of the Access Taggable plugin, which is really crap. If you like to display, or I think it has to do with the presenter also, because the presenter actually computes all tags available, something like this, without displaying them at least.
Really?
Yeah, it's not really the best choice made.
Right.
So.
Do you know why we're computing those?
I didn't actually dig deeper in it, but I planned to do so.
Yeah, we're gonna write up a story about that. We can refactor that page because it's a potential. I mean, since we are dealing with memory issues on other stuff, we did mention this members page, right, Brian? We talked about it a week ago or something, but could be a potential problem. Anyway, this it block passed, so we're in the green here.
Cool.
So even if RubyMine says that there's something wrong with this, but because it does, this is actually a valid matcher. So
yeah,
cool. What else? Nothing else. Okay, so I'm gonna push up those changes and talk to Sanchez so he merges them.
All right.
And updates the pull request. Goody. Okay, so Rene, you want to share your screen perhaps with him so we can have a look at what you come up with?
I can do that, and because sometimes I think it's easier if you have access right to the data. I prefer Teammate. I mean, I can share the screen in Google Hangouts anyway, but if you like, then I could share the SSH link.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Just wait.
Why my computer's being... My Chrome is taking up a ridiculous amount of CPU.
Yeah.
It's not Hangouts. Yeah. It's very slow.
Hey. Okay. Better.
The way it's not... Oops.
So I'd like first off, I don't know how you do don't know peer reviews or something. I'd like to talk first about the challenges I saw and the challenges I met,
Okay.
and then I'd like to don't know go right through the code to look at the way I implemented it. Fine with you?
I usually like to see some you know if you some high level tests to start with, you know, if we can see from the user's perspective. But we can go your way. It doesn't really matter. Brian, what are your preferences?
I have them. Wait. Here.
I don't really mind, but what feature is this? Sorry.
Web interface for Mailer.
Oh, okay, right.
Client request. You know, you have to go.
Exactly, and the specific thing on it was that it should just be usable for a defined group of people, not being public to all logged in users.
Yes.
And so
Yeah,
that
can you join the Hangout? It is really weird. I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. We'll be here. So you can, yeah. While we wait for him, we can go over this. So.
Well, exactly. So this means there were different aspects of it. One was displaying a link, at least, to the group of people who are supposed to edit, create, and work with newsletters, and all to do not such things. And so I wrote these high-level tests, and well, I don't know if this works here. I guess yes.
And so Cesar Boudin can send letters, but nobody cannot, right?
Exactly.
And how do we know that? Is that hard coded in the code later, or have you added that attribute to this user?
You voted for the hard coded version.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just asking for the sake of recording here, you know.
And so I made a quite simple solution, and I defined it in the model, like here. Oh, I didn't define it. Let me see. I think I forgot. Okay, of course, yeah. I defined it in a lib file.
Okay.
And where is it? I think I have to create it. Here.
Okay.
It's quite easy, I
Yes.
guess. Quite easy and functional. So, but this means if the group of users which should be allowed to deal with the newsletter, if the group changes, you have to deploy a new version. So, but it's functional first.
Okay, it's a yeah, Brian.
Yeah. So why did you decide to put it in this file here?
Because first off, I thought I could put it in the model. But then I thought, well, no, I don't really like to do that.
Okay.
And then I thought, well, how to do it? We were talking about implementing can or can or quadruple cans.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, I'd like to abstract it, to do it in a kind of abstract way without getting too complex.
Right.
And so I couldn't think of a location where it should go, other than, for example, I don't know, some YAML files and
Right.
config directory or something.
It could be in the YAML files. I think that would be one place. Yeah, another thing I'd suggest, if these privileged users are only going to be using the, for example, bulk mailer, is that what's happening?
I think
Is it bulk? No, it's not. Email interface. Whatever class it is managing that email interface, maybe the constants could go there, because if that's the interface is used.
I have a hard time understanding you.
Yeah, your audio is breaking up badly, Brian.
Sorry. My Chrome is a strange thing now. But, maybe you can put it together with the class that manages the email, like the interface. Do you have a class that does that? For example, like the bulk mailer or something?
Thomas Hugelt?
I hear him really badly, actually, all the time. So
because I can't, Brian, I can't. I have a hard time anyway understanding you talking. But if it breaks up like this,
let me draw out.
But if you are you sharing your screen, Brian, still? Is he dropping out in and out again? Okay. All right. Well, perhaps we can do without Brian now for now. But I know that his objection or semi-objection is something about where you put this this constant. So no problem.
yeah.
But let's return to that later on. But I wanted to ask Rene if constants would be better living inside the bulk mailer or similar class, which uses emails.
Exactly, but then I thought, well, bulk mailer or the newsletter class now, or the send newsletter job, these are a couple places where a kind of privileged authentication mechanism is used. And this means we would have to, for the next, small step, it had to be implemented again. And so I thought I'd do it a little abstract and put it in an extra file. I think it's okay to discuss if it needs to be somewhere in the Agile Venture lib directory, or if it's defined in a YAML file. I think this is an important discussion.
Well, he'll probably have some some comments later on, on the pull request itself. So, or we can return to that discussion with him later on. I don't have any objections to the way you did it, but I would like to have his opinion anyway. So
yeah.
Yeah. But for the sake of today's discussion, we can move on. It's
yeah. And okay, I think the first thing I'll do now is I'd like to show you. Let me see. I stop it and show you the way. Yeah. Show you the way it's implemented in the Hangout. Yeah. So I just, because I didn't know if we would need to create a specific place where there are no kind of privileged or advanced tasks are collected, and so I just put it right in the account place, like the new newsletter. And of course, you can put a subject line like you want. You can have a title and a body. And let's see. Oh no, it's too much. So, and if I create it, it is created, but not set.
No. If you're sharing, are you sharing your screen?
I thought, don't I?
Well, you're just sharing the Slack window right now, actually.
Okay.
So reshare everything,
Okay, then I'll stop it. Okay, this is the Slack window. Where is it? I guess here. Okay.
Go. Okay, now I see Agile Ventures.
No.
Yes.
Now I see it.
Yes. Cool.
Okay. As I said, I have no idea where to put these kind of extra menu items, and so I just put it right in the middle of the.
I would, I would put it underneath the avatar. There is this partial called.
Profile details or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I also thought about that.
Yes, I think it's summary or something. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Okay, and when I create this one. And I have the possibility to either check this, and then it could be sent right now, or not check this and just create it. So I have the possibility to review it and to work on it, not just right for the moment, but to save it for doing it later somewhere.
Okay, cool.
And then afterwards sending it. And I also have the possibility to see my newsletters which are already sent, like these ones, and which are not sent because they were not marked as to be sent.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but when I edit it, and I'm fine with it, okay, and I check it.
Then you can send it then, okay.
Then it is sent.
Okay.
Is it? Doesn't look like. Because of I changed the mode to the scheduled. Because you can also define in the model if it is sent directly, means if there's no limit on a send grid or something, then it will be sent right when you click send it. Or if it's defined as being scheduled, then of course it's run by, kind of cron job.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
With some sort of a limit, daily limit, or
exactly. And this is what I would like to show you now, how I thought about implementing. We already talked about how I implemented the authentication theme. You said we should Brian should be included in, don't know, finding a better place for where to define the privileged users or something. I'm fine with that. And so I'd like to go over the newsletter class itself, because as I said, the challenge was, on one hand, to send it in chunks. Means I have to persist which users already got it, or where I have to continue in the next day.
yes.
And that's the reason why I make use of class variables like these. And now I'm doing it in the teammate. See it?
I see it, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, and here I simply define if it's sent as a scheduled job or instantly, which can be also ripped out here and put into a YAML file or something. And I defining the chunk size, which is to be used. And as I heard, SendGrid has 200 mail outs.
Daily, yeah. So it's good thinking about saving 20 first. Like new mailers, you know, when somebody signs up or something like that.
So, and I created an after save hook inside this mailer, which simply has a look at is it instantly sendable, and if it's instantly sendable, is defined by three things. One thing is if the Boolean field do_send is true, do_send gets updated if you click like the send it right now, or if you click the green send button in the web interface. And if it's instantly sendable, also is if was sent needs to be false, means that the newsletter doesn't get sent twice. And the final thing about the class variable send as needs to be instant to be instantly sendable. Means like the send as type here.
Okay, so that's on can the reader send as on line 70 you send scheduled job or instant. Okay. Okay,
exactly.
gotcha.
Okay. And then I'm facing the next problem of how to implement this scheduled job.
Yes.
And so I had a look because somebody told me that you already have a scheduled job for the git commits fetcher or something. And so I had a look at it, how this was done. Okay, and did it in a way according to the style somebody used for his scheduled job runner. Besides, the only difference is that I'm using a class, the job class here inside. But what this does is it simply creates a new job and executes it. And the initialize method of the job finds the first unsent newsletter. And when one is found, if one is found, it checks for potential recipients, which is, oh, where am I? Ah, here. It checks for users which have configured their mail settings to yes, they want to have site mailings, and simply order them by ID, because this is the hook that I persist the last user's ID the newsletter was sent to continue the next day with the next higher user ID to finish the next chunk.
Okay.
So. And
so just to make sure, for every newsletter that goes out to a user, you're updating the last user ID sent on the newsletter objects.
No, I'm updating it at the end of the chunk.
Of the chunk. Okay, good. I was a little worried on how that was done, but I understand. All right.
Okay, and here I have, of course, because the chunk is variable also, I have to look for the chunk size to see how much users to fetch. And afterwards, I process the recipients. And this is just, I think, a kind of standard how to use the mailer. And after having processed the chunk, I try to clean up the whole thing.
But is line 46 relevant? Doesn't it automatically return last user?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I think it does. It does. Just to keep it dry, so I think it's a small, it's not a, this is the kind of stuff that Brian will comment on.
That's good. And hey, what I have here, this is some kind of old code. And if I clean up the whole thing, I check if the number of total recipients is less or equal to the chosen newsletter chunk size. And if the number is less, then I know I processed every single user which should receive this newsletter, and I can update the was sent to true, persist the last user ID, and also write the sent at time. If it's not, I know that I mean, if the number of total recipients is bigger than the number of newsletter chunk size, I know that I need another run to the chunk at the probably next day. And so I just persist the last user ID which was processed.
Okay, cool.
So I think this is more or less the whole thing. There's one more thing I think could be interesting, and exactly I am making use of this before action. Like, I don't know if I told this before. The before action on the newsletter controller on these new create, update, edit, destroy methods. We could turn it the other way around and say except except index or something, or except index and show, would be shorter. This method is defined in the application controller, like here.
Okay, when you talk about access denied, when the current user is privileged, and the is privileged is that
this is another method. I check it. See. This is a
Yes.
simple check.
Yes. Yes. Cool. Cool. And well, and you have written specs for both the model and the controller, from what
Yeah,
I see.
everything. Also some stopped view specs, but I thought the view specs aren't that important for more or less internal stuff.
No, and it's not included in the test coverage either, so it doesn't really matter for me. I mean, it's a very simple view. You only have those three fields, right? But I have a question. What sort of and if we want to send HTML-based emails, that's yeah. So what sort of a template is he going to use? Is that the file that you created in the first original feature about the console mailer? There was this HTML file. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Talk to you. Okay. So yes, and it's a good one. However, I think we would like you to have a look at this. Let's see. Yes, we know for a fact that this this template kind of thing, it's very useful if you send out HTML-based emails, and that those emails will render perfectly in Gmail, Outlook, Yahoo Mail, etc.
Yeah.
So there is this code that is quite extensive, but we can hide that. I mean, we can use that in our template. You include all the CSS and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking, because of course this template isn't styled at all, and it looks totally different in different email clients if they are not displayed inside the web browser.
If you could use this, as a template, and the only place where you actually, in emails, it's strange, but it's always good to use tables, because that's renderable by a lot of email clients for some reason. And we could so basically what we could do is to define that footer that you had in the original template, and if you could use this code, could you do that?
Yeah, I guess. I think it's no problem. I checked the other day, because I did this in my daily job. I checked for a service. It's a kind of a web-based service where you can create email templates, means HTML email templates, or can use predefined templates, which was quite interesting to have an insight in what is possible and on how many different email clients it's actually supported.
Okay.
I forgot the URL, but I find it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, absolutely. This looks. I pasted the link to the HTML mailbox boilerplate in the chat window, so you can just go ahead and grab that. And there is some good. I know that I know some people that have been using this, and they say that those emails render well on for instance, mobile clients, on iPhone and stuff like that. So have a look at this. I think this could be good, or if we can use something else. So I'd like to expand that that template we had, before, to include those. Yeah. So that would be good. Other than that, it looks great. You know, just create the pull request, and you know, some people, Brian and Sapriti probably will have a look at this, and if they have any questions, they you know they will comment in GitHub. So it looks great. It looks great.
But I think we could just talk about if you think that, for example, defining the group of privileged user should be made available in a YAML file.
To me, it doesn't. I don't. I see for we have these settings file, for instance. Let's see here. What is that? Settings YAML someplace, I think. And I know that we are using that to store information about some. Let's see, config.
Yeah, I think I saw it, right.
Production YAML, initializers, environments, config. Yeah, settings YAML. So if we go there, we have information about, you know, the mailer.
Ah, cool, yeah.
Yeah, so this could actually be a right place to set those permissions.
That in one place, this is probably better.
This could be a good place.
What
else? I mean, you could have, well, also, I don't know if we, is there any danger about displaying them publicly in any way? You know what I mean?
I mean, the only danger is that if your email is publicly viewable in this YAML file, you get, I don't know, perhaps somebody spits at you.
Yes. 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 I was thinking about, could we use that? Could we store that in the database? I mean, or as environmental files on the server, you know. I mean, environmental variables on the server.
Yeah, this could be also. But then this YAML file doesn't take. Does it? No, it doesn't take any environment variables into account.
But it could do that. It could do that. I think you can set environment to us, but I'm not quite sure though.
I can have a look if it could work. So you would prefer also the group of privileged user to be defined in an environment file?
I don't know. Definitely here in settings YAML, you know, you can use it there to start with, and then we'll see what we want to do. If we want to store them, you know, in production. Let me and Brian talk about that out of a security perspective, you know.
Yeah.
So we can change that perhaps, but as a first step, you can move that out to the settings YAML file.
Yeah, I'll do.
Yes. Cool. Cool. Any other questions? No.
Not so far.
I think this looks great, actually, and it will help us a lot in reaching our customers, our clients. No, our members. I mean, customers.
You said customer. You said the word.
Yeah. All right, but it looks okay. And yeah, and there was this thing. You know, you created this pull request about you know, telling people about
the YouTube.
The YouTube, and it's great that you created this thing. I already got a question.
Because I somehow heard that I think Sam told that a lot of quite new people have this same problem that they can't link And so I figured this out.
So what we because we had issues with this before. This is a very small pull request. It's a very, it's one of the smallest we had, right?
Ever had.
But I'm going to talk you through the process, because we need to stick with the process anyway, because we had problems before with much bigger pull requests and other features that have been submitted and that are not documented. We're very strict with how things are getting pulled into the. So, for instance, it's an absolute request that there is a pivotal tracker story on that. So let's see, sign in. There is a pivotal tracker story for this, I think, already.
There is.
I think. Well, let me have a check. Let's see. There should be a bug request for it, but you can change the fact that the claims we cannot show. Empty video tab. No, there isn't. Switch to YouTube chat. List of all videos. Well, pretty.
Because
okay.
I think I searched for it or saw.
Yeah. So here's the deal. What we're gonna do now, just in order to afterwards, fix this, is I'm gonna add bug YouTube sync is failing in some cases. And when new users want to sync their YouTube account channels, they get an error message. 500 error. This needs to be investigated. So there you go. And so I save this, and now I'm just going to paste you a link to this. And what you do now is following things, Rene, that you write a small summary of what it was that was wrong with this, Yeah,
this is okay.
First of all, you click start on this, and then you just write a very short summary of what was wrong, and then a link to that pull request. And in the meantime, I'm just going to update your pull request with like this, PTs and update comment. So there's two things that needs to be. There should always be a link to the pivotal tracker story bug or chore in the pull request, and on that PT story chore or bug, there need to be a link to this pull request. So we cross-link, between those two places. Other than that, everything is okay.
And one thing, because I didn't push the website one on any public, Heroku or something, and so I wasn't able to actually figure out if there's an error message which could be dealt with by directly telling the user what went wrong.
Okay, from what I understand, there isn't actually. There is just a 500 error that shows up.
Okay.
I've seen this before, but most probably there is. We could refactor this, and we could create a new story for that later, because there must be some sort of a response or a nil response that we're getting when somebody tries. Yeah. And we're getting this 500 error right now because we're allowing that to just fail, and we don't do anything about that. We can probably, and you can have a look at that if you want. So then I wouldn't close this. I would just start the bug. I would say partial pull request. And then if you wanted to investigate that, you can check the post I mean, you can check the response, just inspect the response and see what it actually says, and try to raise another error, you know, so we don't have this 500 failure presented to the user. But for this little pull request, we can that you should, you know, edit this message, you know, and just write that I will investigate further and present a possible solution in next request, for instance. You know what I mean? So but this pull request that you are doing right now is just a partial pull request. You know.
This is what I thought. It's just a quick one, so that people, when they try to connect their YouTube account, that they at least have an idea.
Good, correct. So, all right. So make sure that you just do this. You know, click start on this bug request. So it's assigned to you in the little tracker.
I have another question, especially about your workflow here. This means because I am, for example, the owner of this newsletter thing. Is owner equal to, in the sense of product owner in Pivotal?
No. The product owner is the product owner of the you know, of the product we are doing, you know, building, you know. But you are an owner of the story.
Okay.
And that's in Scrum. It's a different it's a different role. I mean, in this case, you are the since we do pair programming mainly, you know, so you are the leader, the lead on this particular story, and you're kind of responsible toward me as a project leader for this story being delivered, you know, on time, but we don't have so much time restraints because we're doing this, you know what I mean? But in theory, if you tell me I will do this in a week, for instance, you know, and then even if you're kind of, you know, sick or whatever, I would assume that it is your responsibility to gather, you know, somebody else to do it with you, or you know what I mean, or at least that you communicate back to me that things are either underway or put on hold or something. You know what I mean? But since you are you're not supposed to do things totally on your own. You're supposed, in this community, you know, you're supposed to do as much pair programming as possible. But you are still like kind of in charge of this being done and delivered.
So this is my next question. I mean, wait, I just need to open my Pivotal also. You ever tried the beta version of this interface?
Of
the Pivotal?
Well, there is this new and old version, kind of. I know that some other guys are experimenting with different tools like Jira and stuff like that, but I kind of like it.
I mean, the Pivotal tracker has a beta interface.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And because this is the reason why I don't like. I think Pivotal is quite. Don't know. Your clicks get easily recorded and causes actions which you didn't actually intend to do.
I understand. Oh, yeah.
And this is the reason why the last days I had a lot of stories started which I actually didn't want to start.
No problems. I mean, you get into it, I guess.
Yeah. But the question is, who is the one who marks a thing as delivered? I guess was the question.
Well, we do. Me and Brian.
Okay.
You don't. So, you basically don't do anything other than start a story or a bug or a feature. Then when we deploy it to actually, if you deliver a pull request and we merge that pull request, then it's automatically deployed to production because we have Travis continuous integrations. Travis pushes everything up for us. But it's when we push it up to staging, that's when we click finish, and then it's when it's pushed. No, I'm sorry. When we merge the pull request, we click finish because then the story is finished after the code review is done, you know. And then when we push it up to staging, we deliver the story, and then we have a client meeting, and then you know, Sam, who is the client, he accepts or rejects the story. So you as a developer don't have to push anything, rather than start when you start the story, and then just to make sure that there is a link to the pull request in Pivotal Tracker, and that there is a link to Pivotal Tracker on pull request. These are the two important things for us.
Okay.
And also, if you you know, as a developer or you know, as an Agile Ventures member, you're welcome to do feature requests if you want in Pivotal. You place them in the icebox, and you know, you always write up a user story, you know, to each feature. So it's it can be discussed and estimated in a Scrum later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I think my questions regarding the workflow with the Pivotal Tracker and the pull requests are all answered.
Cool. And there is this document you can, you know, if you could just review it. It's on the project workflow on website 1, and we have what is this project coordination outline? No, there are so many documents. I didn't create all of them. I'm not a you know, document kind of guy. I like things to be as simple as possible, but sometimes you need to have. Project management, level flow, see tags and code styling. What the hell? I was recently. Hold on a second. Oh yeah, it is this one. Yes, it's the project coordination outline, and we kind of, you know, describe everything about the Pivotal Tracker flow, about the Git flow, you know, how to do things. So it's not that much long of a document, so you can have a look at that, and should clarify some issues. And if the document itself feels a little, you know, outdated or, you know, whatever, you want to make some changes, you feel free to do that. You can always edit those documents. Everybody can edit any document on website 1. So if you feel that there's something that needs to be added, feel free to add that. Okay. And if you add something stupid, I just revert. It's version controlled.
Okay.
So. No, but it's, you know, people are sometimes worried that, you know, you can't let everybody have access to everything. But I think that, you know, people are responsible, you know, adults, and I think people need to be trusted. So it's I rather trust people and make some bad judgments than mistrust everybody and you know, live in a world where everybody needs to be controlled, kind of thing. Yes.
Okay. One last thing. Today, because I started this Step Squad projects, and I set it on hold today because there's no active development, and I don't find the extra time to push it forward.
I understand. I saw that. I think it was a good call, and you know, we will receive more people during the next upcoming months when our collaboration with Makers Academy and also with the CS 169 course from Berkeley X will start again. So there will be hopefully a lot of new people coming in, and if you have more time later on, you can always change that status to active, and we can start trying to build up a developer team around this project. I think it's interesting, so it's no shame in putting it on hold right now.
Yeah. Because I think sometimes I'd like to see the status of a project, and I mean there are a lot of projects. Meanwhile, and I don't know which of them are actually active because you can't tell.
I understand, and it's a problem that we're facing. We are about to to introduce some changes, and for instance, the projects that are visible here at the sidebar, they will be sorted after the amount of lines of code on GitHub or amounts of commits, how active they are. So there is this story for that, and we have an ongoing discussion about putting together some sort of an algorithm, where there are commit counts, line of codes, the latest commit date, and some other variables could be put into a play, and
keywords like Scrum and Agile and something.
yeah. So but yes, I totally understand what you're saying, because it looks like a mess right now. We have stuff that are totally irrelevant on certain But for instance, website 1 is down, very low. If you go to the project's index page, you have to actually, it's paginated, so I don't see website 1 until the last page, I think.
Yeah.
But all this is gonna be refactored, and the list of projects will look completely different in a few weeks' time. So.
Did you ever do the Scrum bot test?
Scrum bot. No, I didn't actually. I don't think I did.
Because I did it today to see how to which degree I can call my work at my job led by, I don't know, agile principles or Scrum.
So how did it go?
Well, it wasn't that bad. It was about some over 40 or something.
Do you have a link? Do you have a link for that?
Yeah, I think it's just scrumbot.guest.org or something.
Let's see.
Right, I have a look. What in my scrumbot.me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Iteration. Nice. Well, we have feature test as soon as completed. Software is. What do you mean? No dedicated Q&A, unit tested, feature tested.
I think the software is deployed is probably the one. Is it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we test before we write code. Actually, the software passes acceptance test.
Yeah, but it's less. It's interesting because then I thought the workflow which is used by the website one or by Agile Ventures is quite. You can't do it. I mean, you can have a Q&A department which actually.
But we don't have a dedicated Q&A at all. I mean, we're trying to do this BDD and TDD. So my first step when I approach a new story is to write the cucumber tests, and then after that I start thinking about what sort of code I wanna write, and so I try to do view specs and then call them model specs, and try to make them pass. So I create the methods that I want to use, and the model is kind of the last thing I kind of. Because I can always stub out the methods in in RSpec, right? So I create a model that the last thing I do, and then I just continue to add tests after they, they start passing for me. So my software is both tested, it is feature tested, but it's not feature tested as soon as completed, because I mean we test it before even we've written the code. But I guess this is kind of,
No, but because of you get the thing is, because I stumbled over this one and thought, well, what do they actually ask for? And so I think they ask for they ask for automatic deployment. And so I think the last option, software is deployed, is actually the thing they are asking for, because funny wise, you get the most points out of it.
Yeah.
And so I think this is the way HR Ventures is working. And
yeah, in our case we do, because we have this continuous deployment as well.
Yeah.
So let's go with that. Agile specification, no requirements, big requirements document, poor user stories, good requirements, good user stories, agile specification. Well, I would say product owner with understanding Scrum. With the interrupts, no. Release dates based on velocity of team, no. Most of it. But if you have a product owner with that understands Scrum, or he creates a product backlog, I would say that actually, because he's involved in creating the product backlog, of course. Yes. Product backlog. Multiple single product backlog prioritized by return of investments prior to the release plan based on product backlog. Measure return on investment based on real revenue cost based story point. Oh, this would be the best, I think, but we don't use that. Return of investment. Yes, this is the one that we use, because, well, even though we don't have a return on investment, we always when me and Sam are having client meetings and we do a we prioritize. We always think out of a business need perspective. So what we have our goals in mind, and what will bring us closer to our business goals. I would say this actually, and I think that was a good point. Question: estimates product backlog is not estimated, not product-based team. Not produced by planning poker, it's produced by planning poker team. Error 10%. Well, we don't play poker, but we do have a similar.
In a way.
Well, actually, we do plan poker, because what they mean is that it's in a sitting around the table, you just show the cards simultaneously. But we do that by but it's online voting. Yeah. Let's see here. Burner job not updated by team.
Yeah, this is interesting, because I didn't see something like this.
Oh, we have that, but we don't use it too much. Let's see. There you go. Velocity apply revert. Minimal projector. Charts. Here we are. Well, I look at the charts. But not many other does. So we are release burn down. We don't have releases actually. Story type burn down. Yeah. So we have those, but we don't use them on our. Don't use them on scrums. So let's see. Not updated by team. Storage type. Well, I'm gonna go with no actually, because that's the fair. Yeah. Team disruption. Manager project disrupts team. Project not disrupts team. Task are assigned not taken. Have project leaders in Scrum roles. No one disrupts team. Only Scrum. We have project leaders and Scrum roles, kind of. Yes, but see, I'm usually the well, it's also we have a modified version of Scrum within Agile Ventures, you know. So because I'm sorry, we're doing one Scrum for several projects often, apart from the Osra team because they do dedicated Scrums. But we have project leaders and we have Scrum roles in those projects. So this is the best estimate. Team tasks assigned to individuals during sprint planning. Nope, unfortunately not. Team members do not have any overlap in their area of expertise. No emerged leadership when a many team members designated as a directive. Oh, unfortunately, this is the well, I actually I am designated as a team leader, you know. Oh wait, sprint goal about the commits collectively. Well, this is also impediments during this collectively fight. This is also a good one.
It's also true.
Yes. So these are true.
Well, the hyper-productive thing, I wouldn't check that.
We are there. We aren't there now, but we were there before. Actually, in the beginning of this project, we had a very high velocity, and we delivered, you know, shitloads of stories. But the thing is that, you know, we should be rotating authority. You know, well, am I emerged? You know, this is a hard question for me to answer. I was the one that initiated this project back in January, you know, and I started to work on this, and we had some other people, but we've had our share of problems in this developer team. So I am kind of designated by Sam, you know, to be the project lead, but I am also a person that, you know, kind of started this. So that's why I'm designated, because I started this project. And he feels that, you know, people that want to take on responsibility should be given that responsibility. So I would just kind of omit that and focus on these two. And we collectively commit to goal and backlog. I think we do that. And we collectively fight impediments. So any of these two. And I'm going to go with this one. Yes. Yeah. Team knows its velocity. Yes. Most often they do. Product on the release plan based on.
But it's no debate about. I never heard someone, I don't know, talking about the velocity.
Well, we actually spoke of it recently. You see, I was away for the entire summer, and when I came back, the velocity was like in one digit. You know, it was like 8 or 9 or something. So we had a lot of discussion. Well, not a lot, but we had some discussion about that, and we should be on like 15 or up to 20 points per sprint, a 2-week sprint. So we do discuss that, but not very extensively. It doesn't guide us all the time as it did before. In the beginning of this project, it was more talked about. But people are they are keen. I mean, they know about velocity usually. But it's not a very important thing for people. But we had the thing is that after the summer we had a lot of rotation in this dev team. So people have you know, new people have been coming in, and some old people have been dropping out. So we are in the middle of some sort of period. So it's been we need to introduce a lot of new people basically. Product owner releases plan based on known velocity. I do not. I don't have a release plan at all. I do continuous deployment all the time. Yeah. So I don't have a, you know. So I don't think that this question is relevant to us. Actually, finish. The average score is 51, and my score is 65. So that's good.
Yeah.
I think. My Scrum.
Post it.
Oh yeah. I am the man. Agile and Scrum. post submitted. Thank you very much. And we can tweet this.
I totally like this Scrum thing today because I had I think I saw a talk by, always forgot the name, from the Scrum God.
The Jeff Sutherland, perhaps.
Exactly, I saw a talk by him, and he, don't know, somehow mentioned the verb Scrum Bot, and I didn't know it, and so I just Googled it and found that one.
Yeah, he's good. He is actually following us on Twitter. He's a really fascinating guy. He's been around for a long time, and he sometimes he's here in Sweden doing some education. And later this fall I will be on a course, a Scrum Master course, together with him. Costs a lot of money, but I guess it's worth it.
I can imagine, yeah.
Yeah, but it's cool. People are following and unfollowing us. I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No, I mean
sometimes I think the Pivotal Tracker tweets probably because they don't have any value for people following you. It's just noise.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I think you introduced someone. It's not that long that you are posting the pivotal stories or something.
Yes. Good point. Good point. Let's remove that. I will remove that because it's not good. Project integrations. Here we are. Remove Twitter credentials. Yes. So there will be no more Pivotal Tracker stories, but we will have. We will introduce. Twitter, connectivity to website 1. So when we start meetings.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Exactly. Good. It's a good thing that you mentioned that because it's idiotic. I mean, it's not smart to have that. It doesn't add any value, as you say. So it's gone. All right. Now you go on and create that pull request, and I'll be off, and I need to work a little bit on another project.
Okay.
And I guess I see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Take it easy. Thank you. Bye-bye.